My name is Victoria.
My name is Lorie.
My story is actually twofold. I never told anyone about either one of the events because I was very afraid of being looked at as the cause.
It was very important for me to share my story because I have children. And the thing about children is that they are very innocent.
I am the daughter of a woman and mother who was sexually abused when she was a child. Her story is not mine to tell, so I won't go into details. But I will tell you about how what happened to her affected me and my siblings as we were growing up. Statistics tell us that 90% of child sexual abuse victims know their abuser. Those who molest children look and act just like everyone else. Abusers can be neighbors, friends, and family members. Since my mom's offender was considered family, she did not let us go around the many aunts, uncles, and cousins we have in our family unless she was with us. She protected us as a true mother hen would do. It was a bit hard to understand because we were told we were kept away due to our religion, which was one that was not shared by any of our family members except a cousin my mom was close to. At home, my mom made sure her two girls were never uncovered in front of her other two boys and our father. We had to close our legs tight at all times, and it was clothes on no matter what. No tight gowns or pajamas, walking around in your underwear with your father, in front of your father and your brothers was definitely a no-no. It wasn't until I was about 18 or 19 that I learned about what happened to my mom. I was filled with so much sadness for her stolen innocence and all she had endured. But knowing the truth made me see my mom in a new way, and I began to understand why she did what she would do and why she said certain things. She was just determined to make sure that what happened to her would never happen to her children, and she is my hero for that. She also taught me how to take care of my girls and how to make sure they were covered, protected, and prepared for whatever at all times.
We're living in a world that has people that will take advantage of children's innocence. When I was about 6 years old, and I was at a babysitter, and the babysitter was watching two other kids. The boy was 9 and his sister was 11. One day, the 9-year-old showed me his penis. At that time, I didn't know what it was. But his sister stood by, his brother was there, and they had me play with it. I thought it was a toy. I never saw that thing in my life. I didn't know what it was, so I would play with it. And of course they knew what they were doing because I didn't know this at the time, but the sister would keep a lookout and cover us with the blanket so I could just play with it. Here is a 6-year-old little girl playing with a 9-year-old penis. A 6-year-old girl who has no idea what she's doing, doesn't even know what sex is, and couldn't tell the difference between gender. And this was a memory that I repressed because all I remember is that I play with it. I don't remember if I put it in my mouth. I don't remember. I know it didn't get further than that. Every day, every time I came to the babysitter, they would have me play with that. They would cover me with the blanket. The 11-year-old would stay guard watching by as I play with it like a toy. One day, the boy was, walking we're at the babysitter and I grabbed it because I'm thinking it's a toy. The reaction was very different. I was really taken aback and surprised and confused because he was really upset and angry. And him and his sister went and told on me. They went and told the babysitter, who had no idea what was going on for the whole time I was there. It's just crazy as to what goes on under your roof when you're supposed to be, babysitting, watching kids, and you don't know what's taking place behind your back. Here is a 6-year-old little girl being taken advantage of. So I got in trouble. I got disciplined. And I didn't understand why. I didn't even know what I did wrong. But I knew I did something wrong. I knew I was a bad girl. I just didn't know why. So I went from confused as a child, knowing I was a bad girl, not knowing I was taken advantage of, to now feeling ashamed and never talking about it ever again.
I could see how much this affected my mom. She is now 84 years old and still will question when something good happens to her. Why me? What did I do to deserve this? She learned early on that she didn't matter, and she has struggled with that all her life. She still has self-esteem issues and a sense of belonging, and that still is very sad to me. My prayer is that before she leaves this earth, she will have peace, true peace in her heart, just content to know how very much she is loved by her family and friends, and that what happened to her doesn't define her worth. She has been to counseling and has dealt with it the best she could.
You will have adults that would expose themselves to children, not knowing what they're being exposed to. I learned about sex when I was 11 years old because the world will expose you. I share this because it's impossible to be without children 24/7. Parents, they go to work. Parents, they go to school. They run errands and can't take your kids with you everywhere. We have to do the best that we can as parents or as their protectors, caretakers, whether aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever, to protect our children and to keep their innocence for as long as possible. Parents, talk to your children. You never know what they're exposed to. My 13-year-old, I spoke to her about sex when she was 8 years old. I would rather her hear it from me than other children. And I'd rather educate her and let her be aware not to touch other parts or not to allow anybody to touch them. What we can do is communicate with our kids. Even installing cameras, when you have people around your children, no matter who it is. This babysitter was somebody who was trustworthy, but did not know what was going on behind closed doors under a blanket.
I urge anyone out there who has been through sexual assault and abuse to seek help now. You are not what happened to you, and you can and will survive this. You are worth everything good life has to offer. Be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, because there really is only one you. And when you are strong enough, I challenge you to reach back and help someone else who needs help. I now can boldly say, it was not my fault at all. I now can boldly say,
Save me.